is too funny. That is too funny. No, that's the excellent story. And I'm gonna ask you one question, and then I'm gonna turn it over to the other trainers to ask whatever they want to ask or add whatever they want to add. So you doing what you did. Obviously, you didn't start doing CDLP being bold enough to just sit out there and talk to truck drivers and say what you say. And I heard you recite something. So one, the information that you recited, where did you get it from? And secondly, to a new person that's saying, okay, that sounded really great what she said, but I don't have the courage, the confidence, I don't know what to say. What would you say to that person?
Just be yourself. In this space, I had on tennis shoes, capris, and a t-shirt. And with a truck driver, just like how we're speaking with one another on the Zoom, they're family. I grew up, all my cousins and uncles were truck drivers. When I wanted to be one as a young girl, they laughed at me and told me, look, girls not supposed to be in this industry. And I said, okay, I'll fix y'all. I went into law enforcement. They was either going to need me coming or going, but now we're in the industry, so they can't say that any longer. And with my personality, you all know I'm a fun person. I can talk to anybody. I remember I was in Georgia a couple of months back for Thanksgiving, and I can spot a truck driver in the dark, and people was like, how do you do that? I said, they walk around with a parrot on their head, not a bird, but a parrot, which is their headset. And that's how I walk up to them. And another Walmart parking lot. And I said, hey, what's going on? Cuz. And he was like, who, me? I said, yeah. I said, you don't remember me? You owe me money. And so he started laughing, just like some of y'all laughing right now. And that just broke the ice, and I said, hey, what's going on? I said, what you hauling? Because he was like, well, how you know I'm a truck driver? I said, I could spot y'all in the dark. You got your headset on your head. You're the only person that has a headset, and I see that truck sitting over there, so I know it's you. He said, okay, and then we just picked up a conversation. They not, what is that called? Vampires and, crossing you back like a normal person would be, get away from me, it's COVID and everything else. No, they receptive. Like I said, everything, we own these computers right now. They brought every one of our laptops, iPads, doohickey that we're on this Zoom right now. So you got to give the appreciation back to the drivers and just have a conversation. When I walked up to them and I stated that I'm the motor carrier consultant for the area, that's the industry that we're in, the motor carrier space. And so I'm their consultant in the lower 48, which is the states that's connected nationwide. And so it just rolls off the tongue. It's the verbiage I've been doing. When I first got into LegalShield going on 19 years ago, this was the second certification that I had taken. Never wrote a CDL plan, but I was told, get your certification because you just may slip up and write a membership one day. And so now, just like Sherranda, I absolutely love this space because I don't have to be dressed up and be all hoity-toity to go in to see a decision maker trying to find out who that person is. I walk right in because even with him, he sent a text over to his current job or his last job and put in, hey, Tom, I ran across something that you may want to put into your package. It's a legal services for the driver. You offer them 401k. This is something you might need to look into. So I got a referral out of that from his last job, and he was happy and elated. He couldn't believe that we're doing all of that. These drivers need us, and they'll give you a referral faster than a network marketing person on the street. You got to be specific with them to ask for a referral when you ask for a CPA or a landscaper, but because they're not giving up telephone numbers for their brother, sister, mama, and cousins. Not at all. So anything else, Mr. Dunbar?
No, nothing else for me. No, I appreciate that. Thanks for the testimonial. And I'm going to open it up for the other trainers in case they have anything to add or any questions to ask. Sherranda, Randy, or Lamar?
I think it's always good to have your 1-minute presentation, so to speak, ready to go. And if you just go through just the basics of the program, you know, I'm here to talk to you about protecting your CDL, which is the most important thing you have. And our program will cover you in the commercial vehicle, on DOT tickets and speeding tickets. It will also cover you in your personal vehicle. It will cover your spouse and any vehicle she or he may drive, and it will cover you in any state you go to. And providing it's not an accident, most of the time we can represent you in that court without you being there. Now, if you can say that or something close to that, and I say that all the time when I'm meeting one-on-one with drivers, and I sell memberships by just stating that to a driver. And another thing that Ms. Sharon did really effective, that Sherranda does a lot, is ask questions. So what that does, when you ask a question, the interaction starts. That person's going to start to talk. And while they're talking, you're thinking of another question. And so you can go back and forth like that. And you can ask questions that they say yes to. And then when you ask them, would you like to enroll in my program today? More than likely, they'll say yes. And so you just got to think about those things and put it in your own words. But I've been doing those 1-minute presentations for years. And I think Robert has got that in the file section on Facebook. Robert, I think, do you have that 1-minute
Yes.
presentation? Okay.
It is.
So we just encourage everybody that's on this call to go in there to the file section and find that. So if you just got certified and you're going to be meeting one-on-one with some drivers that you know, and you don't know exactly, let's say you just got certified and you don't, still just finding your sea legs, go find that script, okay? Print it off. I don't care if you have to, like AJ, on my decision maker script, he stood there in front of the safety director and read that script right there. I think that's correct, isn't it, AJ? I think you read that script.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. Word out of word, just what's on the script.
And ladies and gentlemen, this gentleman has been on this Monday night call, and as of October, he's opened this big account, and I think he's sold over 150 memberships so far. And it was just that easy. So, you know, do yourself a big favor and get that script. We have tested it. The blood, sweat, and the tears of coming up with all of the stuff that we actually sweated it out. We actually proved these scripts, and we know they work. And so they're there for you. And if you need them, please use them. I'll turn it back over to you, Ms. Sharon.
And it's funny that you said that, Lamar. When we was in a safe space for walking in. Pardon me? Okay. When we was in a safe space for walking in last year before the pandemic shut us all down, inside of the Facebook group me, I did 2 walk-ins. And if you just put my name inside the Facebook, it'll pull it up, Sharon D. Holiday, D with a period and Holiday with 2 L's. Robert, I don't know if you can post that and bring it back to the top of the post, but it's just being yourself. No different than you walking outside, seeing your neighbor saying, "Hey, AJ, how you doing this morning?" You know, and he replied back and said, "How's your wife doing?" You know, whatever it is, it's just a casual conversation because they don't get guarded or anything. Definitely tell them thank you for your service and dedication, because without you, I would not have A, B, or C. You know, and they appreciate that. Like I said, when I was in uniform and people used to tell me thank you all the time, you know, for being a law enforcement officer. And then the little kids be like, "Mommy, police lady." You know, that's a good feeling, you know, when you hear that gratitude out of a stranger. But just to be able to stay ready. That's my hashtag, stay ready. Have your kid in your car, your applications and everything else. And as a matter of fact, he had only enrolled because he just started out. He had only enrolled for the commercial driver's plan. But on yesterday, he came back and said, you know what, Miss Holiday, I need to get that business plan because I don't want anything to happen to me in my name. So he got the business plan with the child defense attached. So hashtag stay ready, family.
Hey, Sharon, what did you ask me to put to the top of the page?
You remember when I walked into 2 companies and I gave the 2 scenarios, me, him, me, him, me, him. If you can't find it, that one.
Oh, okay. I'll pull it. I'll go in there and pull it while we're on the call.
Yeah. And it was very helpful to a lot of newbies. That was like, well, what do I say? What do I do next? It is so easy, family. Trust me. Because, you know, all that searching for the numbers and everything else, that's all well and good. But when you finish with class, you just got to, Sherrandas, just go do it, you know. Just do it. At that time, we had a workout partner. You can do it, but I'm no wallflower. Trust me. I'm walking up to any and everybody saying hello, especially if you're a truck driver. So, Sherranda, you have
and don't be talking about you. Everybody know you, and you nice. You leave that up to everybody to make that decision. I don't know about if you nice all the time.
What do you mean? I am.
I know you are, Sharon. Go ahead, Sherranda.
No. She got it. I couldn't unmute, man. I was trying to unmute. No, she don't. But she took a picture though. If you go back to the post, she took a picture of those envelopes that corporate. I don't know if they still do it, but they have the flat sheet and some other brochures, the stickers. They used to sell those. I think they may still sell them. I'm not sure. But they have the flat sheet, the stickers for the trucks. And Sharon had those, you know, if you look at the picture, she gave them one. And so, you know, like she said, she was prepared. So you have to be prepared, you know, and so she has those to give to the drivers after they sign up, not just a folder, but it's an envelope that that has the date that says when their membership will come active, the 11th day. So, you know, if you look at the picture, you'll see she had a plastic container that had brochures and things in there. So she was prepared just in case she ran into somebody.
And actually with that, Sherranda, I turned that particular sale into a group because he was an owner operator. I just assumed the sale. And I didn't want to give him, and I told him the networking rates, but I said, I'm gonna see if I can work my magic to reduce the cost for you and waive the $25. He don't know that I already know I can do that. He's an owner operator. He is a one-man business where I can able to send up the group authorization form /GAF to corporate so he can get the discounted rates. When it goes into LegalShield at work, I can just type his application in. Actually, I ain't even using an application. I just wrote it on the back of a sheet of paper because I knew I'd be able to put it on upload it to LegalShield at work, but I knew he was going to be there the next day. So I told him I'll bring the application so he'll have his correct receipt to go back home and show his wife. And because you just don't want to say, hey, honey, here's my receipt. I just brought this. No, he has the tangible item by having a legal plan, temporary membership kit, as well as the commercial driver's temporary membership kit.
Yeah, not if you want to sleep in the bed, he ain't going to come home like
that. That's true.
Hey, Randy, anything?
Randy?
Yeah.
Any question, any statement before we move to the next testimonial?
Well, the one thing that I'll say is what I've learned Ms. Holliday is real good at is she's asking questions just like Sherranda. And whenever you're asking questions, you have a conversation. If you're doing all the talking, it's just a con.
Yeah. And I'm gonna
not a conversation.
I'm sorry, Randy. I'm gonna give you the short version of the second young man that I I protected. He's one of my classmates, and he happened to come to the truck stop that's nearby. He was only here for an hour, and he was telling me stories about what he's seen on the road. And the story that really got me, that he was trying to make a turn and a four-wheeler tried to beat him in that turn when it was snowing. Well, lo and behold, his tandem wheels ended up on the back of that driver and the passenger's head. What the tandem wheels are, family, is the last set of wheels that's on that trailer. And when he was trying to make that U-turn to turn in, it smushed that vehicle and everything else. And so he said that he was sitting in the truck saying, I know I'm going to jail. I know I'm going to jail. Please don't let that lady be dead. And I said, sign right here. I didn't need to hear any more, because he was so afraid that he was going to jail. And that's what we do, family. We give them 100% coverage of tragic accidents if somebody was to perish, because they was going to get blamed for it. But lo and behold, because he has that sticker that's on the back of that trailer that says sharp turns, don't be right here on this right-hand side. And she tried to beat him while he was turning. And so it made a believer out of him, but he knows from this point forward that he's rest assured that now he has legal coverage to protect that CDL. So if you got family members, go back to them. Don't let them be hanging out to dry, waiting on D.O.T.
Good stuff. Good stuff. No, that's great. You did a great job out there in the field, guys. And if you have any questions, just throw them in the chat. And at the end, if we can get a chance to get to them, we will. We're going to turn it over now to Sherranda for her testimonial here, because she has some awesome week as well. So it looks like it's woman power this week on our testimonial. So thank you again, Sherranda. Let's get Sherranda on the call and hear her testimonial here, and then we're going to move into some other information after we take some comments and some questions after her testimonial. Ms. Sherranda Ivey?
All righty. So last week I opened 2 new groups, transportation groups, with the Small Biz Plus and the Trial Defense. One group had the business plan, a CDLP plan, and the other one had 2 CDLP plans and a family plan, and the business plan. So the one group, the gentleman, he's an owner operator, he's by himself. But he actually is a new company. He has a new authority. He just had started his company back in November. He got pulled over in December for an overweight ticket and some other things he got written up for. He really wanted to go against the citation. So I shared with him the services that we offer. He got the business plan and he got the CDLP plan. Because of the equipment that he hauls, he was really interested in protecting the business as well. So I will go on to say that testimonial there today gave me a call, and I talk about this all the time when it comes to the business plan. We think about accidents when we sell that business plan as one of the features that will help them. So he called today. He actually moved a vehicle, and they are claiming that he damaged the vehicle en route. And so now he has to prove to them that, he didn't do it. He has pictures, but he took the pictures about a mile up the street from the actual location. So really it's his word against their word, but now he can use his business plan to help him against that company to defend himself, to help him with the legal part of that, because now they're accusing him of damaging that property. So, so he's going to be able to use his business plan for that. So he really has a dispute with one of the brokers. But at the time, you know, he just was saying that he was pulling the equipment he was pulling. He just wanted to make sure, like Sharon said, he just wanted to protect his business because of the questions I asked and the coverage I talked about. But now, you know, he's going to use it for that. And I always say it's not always about accidents that they can use that business plan. So just remember that. And the second one, they just own a trucking company. This girl, she knew the difference between a transportation law firm and just your regular attorneys that didn't really specialize in transportation. And I shared our benefit with her, and her brother actually owns the company. And so both of them actually got business plans because her brother has an extra truck that's his by himself. But also they have their drivers, and one of the drivers already had the family plan and had actually used it in a lawsuit before. So he really sold the other driver and his boss on the coverage that we were offering. Even though he didn't have the CDLP plan, he knew LegalShield. So you just never know who has the plan. And out of that, though, I got referrals from the young lady that has the company with her brother. She gave me 3 more referrals because I asked for referrals all the time as well. So like Sharon said, you know, it's mostly conversations. Got to let people know what you do. And then people will start calling you. Like Lamar said, he walked in, he got applications. So somebody told somebody that he does that, or the company, somebody's talked at the company. So that's how I built my business, especially in this space, by just sharing with people what I do. I might not always sell them at that time, but it definitely always comes back to me, whether they get a plan or somebody else does. So it was a great week, was a great month. So so that's my testimonial, Robert. Back over to you.
All right, fantastic. Congratulations on opening up those new groups, and congratulations on, you know, just pretty much all the success. You know, you working both sides of the business and just really kind of moving forward, even during the pandemic, starting the new year off good, starting the new month off good. So this is exciting. So do we have it between Randy, Sharon, Lamar? Do you guys have any questions, any statements, anything concerning Sherranda Ivey's success and her testimonial?
I'll just make a couple of statements. I've now heard between the 2 ladies' presentations that we can sell memberships at Walmart, at truck stops. You can sell it in the trucker's lounge. I mean, you can sell memberships most anywhere if you just go out there and start a conversation. And if a driver has got his own operating authority, and he may be a one-man company, or it may be 2 drivers, do like Sherranda, sell that small business plan and set them up as a group. And so that price goes from $32.95 with a $25 enrollment fee down to $29.95. And that's just a great, as long as they've got a tax ID number and an operating authority, sign them up as a group. You get that break in the pricing. And so I was listening to Sherranda talk about that accident, and one of the great things, and so you just kind of, I'm still learning myself as I go every day, and there's little nuggets I pick up from drivers. So if you just kind of force yourself to make that first little presentation and conversation with a driver, you can ask Sharon. She learned something by talking to that driver, and now she can kind of think about changing her presentation a little bit to make it more effective. And I do that all the time. As I'm reading the drivers and what they're saying, how they're responding, I'm changing my presentation. But you can encourage drivers to put a dash cam in their truck. Now that records things as they're happening. Okay. And there's just been so many tickets that drivers have gotten because we really encourage a driver to have a dash cam, and they can pull out that little SIM card out of that dash cam, give it to the attorney, and now that attorney can use that in court. It's a really effective thing. And it don't have to be what they said or this person said or this is the way they interpret it. Here is the evidence. It's right there on the dash cam. And there's been all kinds of lawsuits been dismissed because the driver had a dash cam. And I had a driver, and he was driving in California, and he had his hand up against his face like this with his elbow on the window of his door, and he was going down the highway. Well, he met a state trooper. State trooper did a U-turn on him, come back, pulled him over, and he says, I saw you on your phone, and I'm giving you a ticket. He said, no, sir, I wasn't on my phone. Yes, I saw you, and I'm giving you the ticket. So the driver just went ahead and took the ticket. But on his dash cam, he had the dash cam that recorded what's out front through the window and what's going on in the cab. And so he gave that little SIM card to his attorney. And the attorney got that dismissed because his company was going to terminate him because they had a company policy. No cell phones, cannot be on the cell phone, holding the cell phone. Like Sharon was saying, you got the headset on. That's one thing, that's hands-free. But this driver is going to be terminated. And he got a ticket on top of it. And that dash cam really saved him. So, I mean, there's a lot of little things out there. If you'll start a conversation with these drivers, you will learn from every presentation you make and start to write down some questions like Sherranda. I mean, Sherranda, when she first started, she was on the phone with me. Hey, Lamar, what about this? What about this? I mean, she had a whole list of questions that she could ask a driver. And I just challenge you folks that are just getting started, getting your sea legs, start to write down a few questions that you want to ask a driver. And just pull your legal pad out, just have it right there. I don't care if they see it. And just start reading it to them. Okay, ask that question. And you start that interface, and you'll see how easy it is to sell a membership. I just encourage you to do it. As Sherranda said, just get out and do it. And
I did that from the house. I did that 100% virtual, 100% through the internet.
Yeah.
Sherranda, did you
you
look up?
Still were asking questions, right, Sherranda?
Yeah, I have 41 questions.
Yes. Okay, well, I'll just say this and I'll toss it back to Robert. I had a driver today. I had him laid eyes on him, but he heard about the ticket man in Houston, Texas, Lamar Reynolds. That's the way I tell the drivers. I say, that's my phone number we're talking on. Just put it in there, the ticket man. They know who I am. Well, he faxed me his ticket that he got. And so when I got home this evening, I called him and I said, well, I reviewed your ticket and are you ready to sign up? Yes, sir, Mr. Reynolds, I'm ready to sign up. And I said, okay. So how do you want to do this? You want to do it with your bank or a credit card? I want to do it with my credit card. And Mr. Reynolds, can you take a whole year's payment? I said, is that what you want to do? He said, yes, I want to pay the whole year. And so at LegalShield at work, so I called my solutions girl before 5 o'clock. And she said, well, there's no way you can take a whole year's payment at LegalShield at work, but you can always scan that membership and upload it in the system. So I told the driver, I said, you're going to have to fill out a paper app and send it to me. So I said, text me your email address, so he did, and I sent him the application. So this evening, he's filling out the application. I should have the application in the morning, but here's the thing. He's paying for the whole year. And I believe that's, how much is that, Randy? $359.40, I believe it is.
$59.40.
Yeah, $359.40. Now, think about that. You're not selling a $29.95. You're not asking him for $29.95 this month. He is volunteering $359.40. That's the way he wanted to do it. So don't let the price of our program mess you up, okay? Because it's really not about $32.95, and it's really not about $29.95, and it's not really about $359.40. It's about what our program can do for that driver. And he says, Mr. Reynolds, I need to have this coverage. And I got this ticket up in Arkansas that I need for you to take care of for me. And I said, I can do that. And by you signing up, sir, you're going to get a 25% discount off of that pre-existing ticket. Well, he says, I'm ready. I'm ready to do this application for you. I said, well, fine. I'll send it to you. So I just wanted to throw my little testimonial in there tonight and let you know it's that easy. I've never met this person, never seen this person, but he's heard about me and he wanted the membership. And I'm graciously will sell him that membership. And he's from one of my groups. He went to work for one of my groups, but he's never been in one of my presentations. So it's just that easy. It's just that easy. Robert, I'll turn it back over to you.
Sharon, your hand up.
Yeah, Sherranda, when you did that presentation, did you needed to check his DOT numbers and everything else?
Did I need to check them?
Mm-hmm.
For what?
That's what I'm saying. When you made that sale, because like I said, when I was standing in the front of that driver, I didn't have to run his DOT number. He told me he was brand new. He was three weeks.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah. So the guy is new. He just got his authority like in a November 1st. Well, it was November because he got a citation like, I don't know, like the first week in December. And the girl, their authority, it's not new. They've had it a while. They had an issue. They had an issue with the mechanic shop with their truck, and they just wanted to speak with an attorney. They just felt like that mechanic shop was taking advantage of them. They had put in a lot of money, and their truck wasn't, just wasn't finished, and it had been down way a long time. So they wanted to talk to an attorney about it. So that's really why they really wanted the plan. But after I talked to her and talked about, violations and stuff, she saw the value in our ticket program because of retention. She wanted to give her drivers something to show them that she cared enough about them to offer them something to protect their license. So that's how, we end up getting the CDLP plan. And then I, of course, went to the combo part. And that's when I found out one of the drivers already had LegalShield. He has had it since he was paying $19.95 for it. $19.95. So he had it a minute. So that's how that came about. But yeah, the other guy, he was a new authority, but he had already got a violation which was affecting him.
So I see in the questions about a ticket and the 11-day waiting period. And so I just want to answer that real quick, Robert, and then I'll turn it back. So if you're doing a presentation, and I ask drivers today, any of you folks have a ticket today that has not been adjudicated in court? Because if you do, by signing up today, you'll get a 25% discount, okay, off of the attorney fee. And if you happen to leave this presentation today and you get a ticket on the way home, a ticket in the 11-day waiting period, you'll still get a 25% discount. but any tickets on the 11th day, counting today, going forward, all the attorney fees go to zero. Once they understand that one little simple concept of that, you know, I signed up a lot of drivers that's got tickets, don't know what they're going to do with them, or got a ticket in the 11-day waiting period. I mean, just make sure you know the features of the program and use those features to your benefit. I use those features to actually help me sell the membership. Okay? Don't let it be a negative, let it be a positive. Back over to you, Robert.
I will jump in right here. I did have a referral Thursday or Friday as well. This young lady, she had LegalShield. You know, and then I'll just say this to all of us who are on here that are, you know, excited about this space or look to sell in this space. You know, like Lamar just said, just learn the coverage. So when you are prospecting, you know, you make sure you take care of the client. Now she has the personal plan, but she has a trucking company and has had it for a while. But whoever sold her that personal plan just didn't mention the CDLP plan to her. Now they have TVC, and just by using the personal plan for personal things, she realized that we had a CDL plan as well that was similar to TVC. Unfortunately, she called the corporate office, and of course, our corporate office, who she spoke with, couldn't really explain the difference, and we can't expect them to, right? So she has TVC because she's never realized what made us different from, TVC. And so I broke it down to her, and I even sent the flyer because she's had, our plan for a while. And so I sent her the paperwork too. So she's supposed to be getting our CDLP plan, but I'm open that as a group because you only need one app. So when she's ready to cover the rest of the people, it'll already be an active group open. It's just not a qualifying group for incentives. So I'm just saying, as fellow associates, let's take the time and do the customer a good deed and sell them and offer them and ask questions so we can properly give them the products that they need. We have a lot of products, but they might not buy everything from us at once, but at least let them know what we have to offer.
Mr. Randy, I got a question for you. If you're being paid as earned and a person pays for the whole year, 12 months, do you get all of that commission up front?
No.
Mm-mm.
It's paid out each month, right?
Right.
Okay. We had a question that came through, and I knew you would know the answer to that. So
it's still, if you're being paid as earned, you get paid. The only thing that you don't have to worry about there is you get paid whenever he pays. So since he's already paid it, you're going to get it every month for 12 months.
So you're guaranteed that, okay, since they've already paid it. So right. You're guaranteed that money for 12 months. Normally
you have to wait until they pay their bill before you get paid. But if they paid it as a 12-month advance, then that one's going to pay out every month for 12 months.
Okay. All right.
And Sherranda, I'm glad you said that. I'm sorry, Robert. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, Sharon. Go ahead.
Because that driver, the Walmart driver that was at Walmart in my parking space, he qualified for 5 to 6 of our plans, which would have been $239.75. But the more I listened to him, I knew that his budget was tight. And so I told him, whatever best fits your budget today, that's the plan you enroll for. He wanted to get the family plan. And I told him, I was like, no, sir. I said, I wouldn't be doing you service if I'm the motor carrier consultant and you're getting our family plan and you leave this parking lot and you run over a four-wheeler. The family plan will not help them when they're in that commercial driver's truck. And so he understood that and he got the $29.95, and we're just adding on when his budget best fit him and his household to add on the other programs. And then
But he know you offer it though.
right, but he know that I
it's a
offered it. Right.
Right.
He saw it. So that's why he has both kits, the commercial driver kit plus the family kit. Because when he goes back home, he got to try to explain it to his wife. And I told him, I said, I know you won't be able to articulate it, but I would like to reach out to your wife so she'll know who I am and I can explain it thoroughly. And if she have additional questions, by all means, put my telephone number inside their cell phone where she can call me at any time before 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, as well as him. So you just got to know your programs and your pricing. Don't be trying to do the math while you're standing there and counting your commissions as well. I don't count commissions. I'm in ROI for the last 19 years. So, and he's on a bank draft. I'm a bank draft girl, young lady. I'm not a fan of getting paid the next day. I want to see it 2, 3, 4, 5 days from now.
Hey, Sharon, I got a question for you, but before I ask the question, Fernando, you were mentioning about, is there a certain number of sales you need to make to reach a certain goal, things of that nature. And I would tell you, if you're looking that deep into doing CDLP that you want to know how many sales you need to make to reach a certain goal, and I would tell you to get involved in the accountability call with Sherranda, Ivey, and them on Thursday, because now you're talking about like doing the activity that it takes to reach a certain goal. And I think that's more of an accountability call type thing than that we do on this call. So I would tell you to plug into the accountability call and see, you know, what people are doing and how they're earning their money doing the CDLP because they're being held accountable on that call. And Sharon, TJ Brown was asking, could you had the guy do an authorization form to do a group, the guy that you sold the membership to, that you took his information. So I just want you to speak to that because it was your testimonial.
Yes, family, because he is an owner operator, he's a one-man business. He qualifies automatically. So if I can give him discounted rates, I'm going to give him discounted rates, which I know I can. So I quote the network pricing. The network pricing is $32.95 with a $25 enrollment fee. And when I told him that I'm going to see if I can reduce this down to just $29.95 without the enrollment fee, would that best fit your budget today? And he said yes. So I keep my blank group authorizations on hand as well. That's in the folder. So he can sign the group authorization, and when I get back to my office, I can write up everything accordingly and send it up to corporate. Now, when it's time, when it's processed the next business day, I can take that physical application. If I didn't submit it up with the group authorization, I can go into the next business day under your LegalShield at work and just type his commercial driver's plan in. It's already pre-populated for the discount rates of $29.95. So a one-man.
Sharon,
pardon me.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Finish.
I was gonna say a one-man show gets you discounted rates now of what LegalShield is allowing us. One application for a business owner. He's a business owner. He's just not a company driver. As company drivers, I can't give them discounted rates unless his wife or the husband has a home-based business. Then I can offer discounted rates. But no, he has to be an owner operator automatic. But you got to know that. You have to know your stuff. You got to know your materials. You got to know your numbers.
So you were answering the $25 enrollment fee question there? Is that what you were answering?
I believe I did, because he asked about the group authorization form, and that's how I was able to roll it over to the discounted rates. If that young man can come off of mute to see if I answered it correctly and clear enough for him.
Well, no, I think you answered that one for TJ, But there's a couple of questions in here about what's the various ways to save on the $25 enrollment. So I didn't know whether you was touching that too. So if you want to touch on that, you can. Like, there's a bunch of questions about saving the $25 on the enrollment fee. So I think some people just aren't clear where that $32.95 plus the $25 enrollment fee versus it not being there for group. So if you want to touch on that, you can.
Okay, if my
can't do it without a group. It has to be a group. So it has to be a group. So what she's trying to stress is that an owner operator, he owns his trucking company. It might just be him, but he owns his company. Corporate allows us now to open a group with one application, and he's just a one-man show, but we can open a group because he's a business owner. It's just him, but it's still a company. And so you get the group authorization form signed, even if he only chose to get that CDLP plan that day. Even if he chose to get anything, just one plan that day, corporate allows us to open his company up as a group. Now, for it to qualify for incentives and bonuses, it has to have $100 worth of premium in it. But we still can open it up as a group with less than $100 worth of premium and waive all the enrollment fees, the $25 enrollment fee that goes with the CDLP plan, and drop the CDLP plan down to $29.95. So that's how we are able to take away that, waive that $25 enrollment fee. And that's the only way we're able to do it if we open that company up as a group.
So Sherranda, what small business plans are you selling to owner operators? And when are you sending the owner operators when it comes to trial defense and the small business plan?
Well, the owner operator, I mean, we don't have, so it's a matter of asking questions. I ask questions where I normally sell the one with trial defense. Now we have to add it, which is it'll be $113.95 or something, like $114. But that owner operator can get whatever they want. They can get the $49 plan, they can get the $99 plan, or they can get the higher, whichever one they want. But we have to know that the $49 plan doesn't have interstate coverage, so they can't use it outside of the state that they're in. Plus, it doesn't have the trial defense. You can't add that to that plan either. And so, you got to think about the questions you're asking this business owner. He's in a high-risk business. He's in a business that can have a lot of, the accidents, the lawsuits. So he will definitely benefit from the business trial defense. But it's up to him to choose that. He doesn't have to get that. He can get the $49 plan, but he has to know that if he has a lawsuit comes against him, he has to pay he gets a 25% discount. Plus, he also has to know that that business plan is only available in his state for the 49. The 99 and what's the highest one? 169 or whatever. It's intrastate, so it's in multiple states. You can use it in multiple states, and you can add the business trial defense to it. So it's just really just asking questions. But me personally, normally I sell what we call now the plus, which is with the trial business supplement. It used to be the $89 plan. So, but they can have whatever they choose to get, but I try to show the value of having, the trial defense added to it because of the industry. Did that answer your thing, Robert?
Yes, it did. Absolutely. No, it did. And Georgette is asking how to get on your accountability call.
It's under announcements. It says, welcome to the team. You click the picture, and it's a form you sign, and you just submit it, and we'll see it. And you'll get an email the day of the accountability call. And it's at 9:30 on Thursdays.
Where are your 41 questions at?
in my head.
So they want you to share those. I don't know how you're gonna pull that one off.
They probably on a call. Lamar we done did calls before.
Oh, when you did the 41 questions?
Yeah, I know they on a call. If somebody listened to the replays and tell me, I bet you they on a call. When me and Lamar did testimonies.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Consuelo, it doesn't make sense to move an existing owner operator into a group to get the discount because he already got the plan. So, like, I mean, the $25 off of the enrollment fee, if they've already paid the enrollment fee, then they're not going to get it back. So moving them into a group at that point is not going to save the $25. Now, it will save the enrollment fee for anybody who works with that owner operator if he has other drivers or something like that. Yeah, but as far as that particular owner operator, if you move them into a group or create a
It
group,
drops its price to $29.
It'll save $5, Consuelo.
Pardon me?
It'll save him $5, and he was getting to that. That's what he was saying. It'll save him $5, but it won't give him back the $25.
No, I understand, but
Oh, yeah.
they allow us to do that. Just fill out the group form and put him on a group, and they'll reduce the price.
If he's if he's an owner operator.
Yes.
He's an owner operator. You're gonna open up his company as a group.
Yeah, I'm trying to get a business plan from him too, but last time he didn't want it. So can I just move his plan if he doesn't open a business plan? Because with regular groups, we can't just put a person on and call it a group. They have to have a business plan, and then you can have one person, and that makes it a group.
But that's the difference here is that the owner operator is a business owner. He's a business owner. It's just him. So no, you can't do that with a company that they just work for the company. Now, yes, you can do a group authorization form and move that CDLP plan over to that group and open that group. You can do that, and it will drop his rate now to $29.95. But you'll save him money. But you have to know that yes, it's a group in your name. But for just that $29.95, it's not a qualifying group for incentives. So you won't get that. Won't go on leaderboards or anything like that.
That's fine.
Right.
I'm just trying to use it as a little hook to get him to do more. The business plan and the family plan.
Yes, ma'am. You can do that.
Okay. Thank you.
Absolutely. Well, thank you guys for the question. I know we didn't get to all the questions, guys, but we try to get to what we can. Is DUI always non-defensible? I'll let somebody else ask that. I know that I believe that it's defensible under the 25% discount. So that's what I would say. As far as what waste of time to offer a CDL plan worth getting legal consultation. Well, TJ, the CDL plan doesn't give consultation advice. The plan doesn't offer consultation advice. So to sell a plan for that reason is always going to be a bad move because they can't pick up the phone and just call and get consultation advice. If they get a DUI, it's not that we won't defend it. It's the 25% discount. It's never defended at no cost because it's a criminal offense. So if I'm wrong on that, if any other trainers want to jump in, let me know. And the owner operator has an EIN. So Cynthia, the owner operator, in order for them to get a small business plan from us, they need to have an EIN number. They get a small business plan, they need to have an EIN number. So that's how that's gonna work.
Dunbar, let Lamar talk about what you just said. Like you're right about what you said about where it falls at on our plan. But that's a good piece for whoever asks about DUI. Because if you're dealing with somebody with DUI, this was huge for me. Lamar, would you explain about DUI, what that means to a CDL driver when they get that offense on their license?
Actually, it's really a death warrant to a commercial driver. And even if they find alcohol, I had a driver 2 weeks ago that they found alcohol in his truck. And he was written up. And of course, you know, he's calling me saying, "Hey, Mr. Reynolds, you know, I wasn't drinking, but they found alcohol in my truck." I said, "Well, you're not supposed to have alcohol in your truck. That's one. But if you're actually drinking and you're, you know, the officer does a breathalyzer test on you and verifies it, and then you're found guilty of that, I mean, it's most companies, I mean, it's going to, I mean, you'll probably go for 10 years before you get another trucking job until all of that comes off of your record. Because it's really a bad thing with alcohol in a commercial vehicle. And if you're found guilty of that charge, you're just done. You might as well flip hamburgers, mow yard, do whatever you got to do. You know, but you probably will not be behind the wheel of an 18-wheeler. Mr.
Well,
Randy,
Lamar,
you got?
Lamar,
Yes, sir.
if they get a DUI on their record, it automatically suspends their license for a year.
Yes, it does.
And they cannot get it back. And because that is their right to drive, ladies and gentlemen, that's the only right to drive they have. And until it's clear, until that CDL is clear, you cannot turn it in and ask for a regular license. You have to clear that CDL before you can turn it in to get a Class C license. So the only way that they can even go back and forth to Walmart to greet, to flip hamburgers, to do anything in a vehicle is to get a judge to allow them a work permit license back and forth to work only. And so and that's almost impossible. So, I mean, it's like Lamar said, it's almost a death warrant to them. And if they can, even that 25% discount, if they can defend that and come out on top, then at least they get their license back. If they get a second DUI, they won't ever get another CDL or a license. Their license is gone forever.
Yeah, I had one driver that was in our plan that got a DWI, and he was represented by our transportation attorney. And I think, Randy, this was his first offense. But the attorney was able to negotiate with the judge some way or another that he kept his Class C license, his personal license, but he lost the CDL.
Right.
Okay?
And that's a personal vehicle too, ladies and gentlemen. It doesn't make any difference. Anything they put their hands on, they can be on the boat, in their boat on Sunday afternoon. And if they go through a flatweight zone speeding and they're asked to blow a breathalyzer and they blow .004 or over, they've just lost their license for a year until they can fight that. I mean, it's anything they put their hands on. They're a professional driver. And so, I mean, their snowmobile, their Honda, their Harley, their boat, it doesn't make any difference what they drive. They can be, their license can be gone for a year if they get a DUI. So it's very important.
I had a driver that went to a birthday party in the park, and he was going through a red light. He went through it a little late. It was just changing. And the officer pulled him over, was going to give him a ticket for just a red light. And then he found out that he was drinking. And there he was. He lost his license, like Randy's talking about. It was for a year. So it's really a bad thing for a commercial driver.
Now, I don't think, I mean, even an open container in their personal vehicle, even if it doesn't have alcohol in it, if it was just like a beer can thrown in the trunk or in the back of the pickup, there has been incidences that they have held that against them. It's supposed to be only in a commercial vehicle, but instead of their personal car. But I have heard where they've even held it against them in their personal vehicle, an open container, whether it has anything in it or not. So very serious.
I had a driver one time, you know how it's Friday night or whatever, and you know, he went to go get some beer. He had to have his wife to come up to the location and retrieve that beer and bring it home. He cannot have it inside that vehicle, unopened. They absolutely cannot have any alcohol, like I put in the chat window, not even mouthwash. Mouthwash has alcohol on the inside of it, especially Listerine.
So I mean, the thing about it, guys, your alcohol related incidences is a 0.04 for them instead of 0.08, and 0.04 will get you a license suspension. So they really can't even blow up to 0.04. So it's something that's got to. I mean, in one beer, normally on any size man, 200 pounds or less will blow a 0.04. So it's serious stuff.
Yep, I just wanted you to mention, yeah, I want them to know. All right, Dunbar, sorry.
No, you good. You good. They people wanted to hear that, so that's try to talk about what people want to hear. And Rose, the new business plans are in LS Engage. I'm not sure where you're looking for them at, but they're in there.
On Rose the small biz.
Say that again.
They're on the small biz on the resources.
Yes. Yeah.
Small business.
Yeah. I pulled some up this weekend and labeled them in my back office, so I know that they're back there. So that's how that works. And TJ, as far as the consultation, there's really no way to get consultation for them unless they're going to buy the plan and have the law firm do a 25% discount. Well, then they're gonna give them consultation because now that driver has hired them to work that DUI. But to just get the plan to ask questions about it is not gonna work for them. So, all right, good stuff. So appreciate you guys. Appreciate all the trainers for giving it their time again this evening. We appreciate all you guys. We appreciate you guys for staying on until almost 9:50. Yeah, almost 9:50. So we're 20 minutes over, but you guys can. We're gonna go ahead and close out. Sherranda mentioned her accountability card. It's on the Facebook CDL page. So go ahead and get it there, and we'll be here again next week. Same link is this week. So, and remember February 20th for the CDLP certification class, $49. So go ahead and get certified before that class fills up. So next week we'll see you guys again Thursday. The people on Sherranda's call, you guys will see her on Thursday, and we look forward to seeing you guys again. Good night.